Welcome back, Ada First Assembly, to the Big Read 2025. Today is Tuesday, April the 8th, and today we're going to finish those last few verses in Ruth chapter 4. If you want to go ahead and open your Bible to Ruth chapter number 4. And then we're going to go on a little journey. So we're going to read Ruth chapter 4, verses 13 through 22. That finishes up and gives us just a little quick genealogy at the end here of Boaz, the children of Boaz and Ruth, that are going to get us from their children to their children, that will get us all the way to Jesse and ultimately to King David. So we're going to continue on a journey of genealogies then by going to 1 Chronicles chapter 2, and we're reading verses 9 through 55, the rest of chapter 2 that we haven't already read. And that's going to be another genealogy, and that's going to give us the genealogy all the way to David. Then we're going to skip chapter 3 and read 1 Chronicles chapter 4, and that's going to be the genealogy of her, and you're going to see how we end chapter 2 getting to her, and then we're going to go see the descendants of her, because that's going to be important later on. Then our journey ends by coming back to 1 Samuel, and we're going to read the first 8 verses, setting up the story of Hannah and Hannah's desire for a child. And then we're going to jump right into the book of 1 Samuel for the next few days. All right, any question? If you're lost, I will call it out as I go, so you can pause the video and turn in your Bible if necessary. Also, if you have your paper copy of the April reading chart, you might want to follow along, because there's a lot of readings coming up where we're going to go from 1 Samuel or 2 Samuel into other books. So it probably will be easier if you have that paper copy. You can also go to the Facebook page and you'll find a picture of the April copy that you could screenshot to have on your phone, if that makes it easier as well. All right, are you ready to read? Let's start by finishing up the book of Ruth, Ruth chapter 4, starting in verse 13. So Boaz took Ruth, and she became his wife, and he went in to her. And the Lord enabled her to conceive, and she gave birth to a son. Then the women said to Naomi, "Blessed is the Lord, who has not left you without a redeemer today, and may his name become famous in Israel. May he also be to you a restorer of life and a sustainer of your old age. For your daughter-in-law, who loves you and is better to you than 7 sons, has given birth to him." Then Naomi took the child and laid him in her lap and became his nurse. The neighbor women gave him a name, saying, "A son has been born to Naomi." So they named him Obed. He is the father of Jesse, the father of David. Now these are the generations of Perez. Perez was born to Hezron, and to Hezron was born Ram, and to Ram Abinadab, and to Abinadab was born Nahshon, and to Nahshon Salmon, and to Salmon was born Boaz, and to Boaz Obed, and to Obed was born Jesse, and to Jesse David. And so we see the lineage. Ruth the Moabitess is in the direct lineage to King David. All right, now let's turn in our Bibles to 1 Chronicles, and we're going to start reading in chapter 2, verse 9. Chapter 2, verse 9, reading the rest of the chapter. And these are genealogies, so I apologize when I can't read or pronounce some of the names correctly. Now the sons of Hezron who were born to him were Jerahmeel, Ram, and Chelubai. Ram became the father of Abinadab, and Abinadab became the father of Nahshon, leader of the sons of Judah. Nahshon became the father of Salma. Salma became the father of Boaz, and Boaz became the father of Obed, and Obed became the father of Jesse, and Jesse became the father of Eliab his firstborn, and Abinadab the second, Shemiah the third, Nathaniel the fourth, Radai the fifth, Ozem the sixth, David the seventh, and their sisters were Zeruiah and Abigail. And the 3 sons of Zeruiah were Abishai, Joab, and Ashiel. Abigail bore Amasa, and the father of Amasa was Jether, the Ishmaelite. Verse 18. Now Caleb, the son of Hezron, had sons by Azubah his wife, and by Jerioth, and these were her sons, Jesher, Shobab, and Arden. When Azubah died, Caleb married Ephratah, who bore him Hur. Hur became the father of Uri, and Uri became the father of Bezalel. Afterward, Hezron went in to the daughter of Machir, the father of Gilead, whom he married when he was 60 years old, and she bore him Segub. Segub became the father of Jair, who had 23 cities in the land of Gilead, but Jesher and Aram took the towns of Jair from them with Kenath and its villages, even 60 cities. All these were the sons of Machir, the father of Gilead. After the death of Hezron and Caleb Ephratah, Abijah, Hezron's wife, bore him Asher, the father of Tekoa. Now the sons of Jerahmeel, the firstborn of Hezron, were Ram, the firstborn, then Bunah, Oren, Ozem, and Ahijah. Jerahmeel had another wife whose name was Atara. She was the mother of Onam. The sons of Ram, the firstborn of Jerahmeel, were Maaz, Jaim, and Eker. The sons of Onam were Shammai and Jada, and the sons of Shammai were Nadab and Abizar. The name of Abizar's wife was Abihail, and she bore him Aben and Molid. The sons of Nadab were Seled and Apiam, and Seled died without sons. The son of Apiam was Ishi, and the son of Ishi was Shishan, and the son of Shishan was Ahiah. The sons of Jada, the brother of Shammai, were Jether and Jonathan, and Jether died without sons. The sons of Jonathan were Peleth and Zaza, the sons of Jerahmeel. Now Shishan had no sons, only daughters, and Shishan had an Egyptian servant whose name was Jarah. Shishan gave his daughter to Jarah, his servant, in marriage, and she bore him Attai. And Attai became the father of Nathan, and Nathan became the father of Zabad, and Zabad became the father of Ephael, and Ephael became the father of Obed, and Obed became the father of Jehu, and Jehu became the father of Azariah, and Azariah became the father of Helez, and Helez became the father of Elisa, and Elisa became the father of Sismai, and Sismai became the father of Shalom, and Shalom became the father of Jechamiah, and Jechamiah became the father of Elishama. Now the sons of Caleb, the brother of Jerahmeel, were Misha, his firstborn, who was the father of Ziph, and his son was Mersah, the father of Hebron. The sons of Hebron were Korah and Tapua and Rechem and Shema. Shema became the father of Raham, the father of Jorkiam, and Rechem became the father of Shammai. The son of Shammai was Mahon, and Mahon was the father of Beth-zur. Ephah, Caleb's concubine, bore Haran, and Haran, Moza, and Gazez, and Haran became the father of Gazez. The sons of Jodai were Regem, Jotham, Gishon, Pelet, Ephah, and Shapha. Makkah, Caleb's concubine, bore Sheber and Tirhana. She also bore Sapha, the father of Medemna. Shiva, the father of Macbena, the father of Gibeah, and the daughter of Caleb was Aksah. These were the sons of Caleb. The sons of Hur, the firstborn of Ephratah, were Shobal, the father of Kiriath-jearim, Salma, the father of Bethlehem, and Hariphah, the father of Beth-gader. Shobal, the father of Kiriath-jearim, had sons: Haroai, the half of the Manathathites and the families of Kiriath-jearim, the Itharites, the Puthites, the Shumathites, and the Misharites. From these came the Jorathites and the Eshtoelites. The sons of Salma were Bethlehem and the Nephilites, Erith, Beth Joab, and half of the Manathathites, the Zorites. The families of scribes who lived at Jabez were Tirathites, the Shemanathites, and the Sukathites. These are the Kenites who came from Hamath, the father of the house of Rechab. So here we found the genealogies that were specific not only to Boaz and Obed all the way to King David, but we also ended up here with the family of Hur. So that takes us to chapter 4. So turn the page if you need to. And we're going to read 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 1 through 23. That's about half of the chapter. And we're going to look at the line of descendants from Hur and Asher, as these will be important to the reading that is coming up. 1 Chronicles chapter 4, verse 1. The sons of Judah were Perez, Hezron, Carmi, Hur, and Shobal. Rahi, the son of Shobal, became the father of Jahath, and Jahath became the father of Ahumai and Lahad. These were the families of the Zorathites. These were the sons of Etham, Jezreel, Ishma, and Idbash, and the name of their sister was Hazelponi. Penuel was the father of Gedor, and Ezer, the father of Husha. These were the sons of Hur, the firstborn of Ephratah, the father of Bethlehem. Asher, the father of Tekoa, had two wives, Helah and Nerah. Nerah bore him Ahazam, Hepher, Temani, and Hashtari. These were the sons of Nerah. The sons of Helah were Zereth, Izar, and Ethan. Koz became the father of Anab and Zobabah, and the families of Aharahel, the son of Haram. Jabez was more honorable than his brothers, and his mother named him Jabez, saying, "Because I bore him with pain." Now Jabez called on the name of the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my border, and that your hand might be with me, and that you would keep me from harm, that it may not pain me." And God granted what he requested. Chelub, the brother of Shula, became the father of Mehir, who was the father of Eshton. And Eshton became the father of Beth Rapha and Pesa, and Tehinnah, the father of Irnahash. These are the men of Rekah. Now the sons of Kenaz were Othniel and Sarai, and the sons of Othniel were Hatha and Menothai. Menothai became the father of Oprah, and Sarai became the father of Jobab, the father of Gerashim, for they were craftsmen. The sons of Caleb, the son of Jephthah, were Eru, Elon, and Nahum. The son of Elah was Kenaz. The sons of Jelahil were Ziph and Ziphah, Tirai, and Azriel. The sons of Ezra were Jether, Mered, Epher, and Jalon. And these are the sons of Bithia, the daughter of Pharaoh, whom Mered took. And she conceived and bore Miriam, Shammai, and Ishba, the father of Eshtemoa. His Jewish wife bore Jared, the father of Gedor, and Heber, the father of Soko, and Jethiel, the father of Zenoah. The sons of the wife of Hodiai, the sister of Naamah, were the fathers of Keilah, the Geramite, and Eshtemoai, and the Machathite. The sons of Shimon were Ammon and Rena, Ben-Hanan, and Tilon. And the sons of Ishi were Zoheth and Ben-Zoheth. The sons of Shelah, the son of Judah, were the father of Leka, and Lada, the father of Mersa, and the families of the house of the linen workers at Bethashbea. and Joachim, the men of Kozeba, Joash, Seraph, who ruled in Moab, and Jashubalathim, and the records are ancient. These are the potters and the inhabitants of Nephtium and Gedera. They lived there with the king for his work. I apologize again for not being great with those names, but we see the genealogies here that are going to be important with some of the readings that we have coming up. So we don't want to just skip over those genealogies. Now that's going to take us finally back to the book of 1 Samuel. We're going to read the first 8 chapters as we begin the story of Samuel by reading about Hannah. Here we go. 1 Samuel chapter 1 verses 1 through 8. Now there was a certain man from Ramath-Zophim, from the hill country of Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah, the son of Jeraham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tohu, the son of Zuph, an Ephraimite. He had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah, and the name of the other Peninnah. And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children. Now this man would go up from his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice to the Lord of hosts in Shiloh. And the 2 sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were priests to the Lord there. When the day came that Elkanah sacrificed, he would give portions to Peninnah his wife and to all her sons and her daughters. But to Hannah he would give a double portion, for he loved Hannah. But the Lord had closed her womb. Her rival, however, would provoke her bitterly to irritate her, because the Lord had closed her womb. It happened year after year, as often as she went up to the house of the Lord, that she would provoke her, so she wept and would not eat. Then Elkanah, her husband, would say to her, Hannah, why do you weep, and why do you not eat? And why is your heart sad? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? That is the question we're going to leave you with as Hannah considers this question, and we'll pick up the story there tomorrow. God bless you.